Hello there. Welcome to Bizworld. The government will study the need to reintroduce the Goods and Services Tax, GST, if that is what the people want. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said the government will study whether GST is better than the current Sales and Services Tax, SST.
Kita kalau itu yang kehendak rakyat, kita akan kaji sama ada lebih baik daripada SST atau.
So what kalau nak masuk ke bajet tu?
Bajet susah sikit.
Maybe later on lah.
Maybe later on.
He said this to the media after launching the Security and Public Order Policy at the Home Ministry here today. The Malaysian Institute of Economic Research MIER chairman Tan Sri Kamal Saleh on Tuesday urged the government to reintroduce GST in the 2020 budget at a lower rate of 3%. Echoing the same sentiment was President of the Malaysian Association of Tax Accountants, Dato' Abdul Aziz Abu Bakar. GST was enforced on April 1, 2015 at a rate of 6%, but was replaced with SST starting September 1, 2018. Malaysia has to reach an economic growth of 8% per annum in order to attain the Shared Prosperity Vision 2030. According to the Malaysian Institute of Economic Research MIER chairman Tan Sri Kamal Saleh, based on his calculations, the gross domestic product GDP growth rate has to be somewhere between 6 and 8% and not between 4 and 5%. He said to achieve over 6%, the government has to do a leapfrog strategy and focus on key sectors. Malaysia, he cautioned, has to be wary of anomalies that are happening outside the country and not be complacent the moment oil prices go up, as it generates only a momentary boost of income. Instead, the country needs to divert its resources and invest in structural change of long to medium-term growth. Jalil Rashid, the newly minted president and Group Chief Executive of Permodalan Nasional Berhad (PNB), made his official maiden appearance earlier today. With his global investment skill set, his mandate is to turn PNB into a global investment house.
And then we also need to hire better people, right? The world we live in now bukan pasaran equity dengan bond je. Kalau zaman 90-an senang buat asset allocation dua je, equity bond, but today we need to think about real estate, we need to think about private equity, we need to think about overseas, and kalau overseas nak pergi negara mana, subcategory mana, so we need to think about all that. So this requires a very specific skill set, right, which I believe is why the board brought me in.
He was met at his first official event, Quiz Pelaburan PNB, since assuming office on October 1st. Jalil said PNB is currently doing a mid-term review of the strategic plan 2017 to 2022, after which he will decide whether it needs to be tweaked based on the current landscape globally. Women labour force participation could increase to 63% should the government invest in the unpaid care sector. According to Deputy Director of Khazanah Research Institute, KRI, substantial investment in the sector could potentially create 16,000 jobs in the care work industry, contributing 0.4% to the gross domestic product GDP growth in the future.
And that's where I think the government has to come in to pay, but not to see this so much also as an expenditure, but as a form of investment for, of all these things that you've said about the impact on GDP, on jobs, and on labour force participation.
He was met after presenting the KRI report on unpaid care work earlier today. Care work are services that help people develop their capability or ability to pursue aspects of their lives that they value, such as childcare. KRI findings indicated that women shoulder more burden as they carry more responsibility for unpaid care work than men, despite working a similar number of hours to paid work.
Brought out in either theoretical production.
And that's all the time we have for Bizworld this time around. I'm Brandon Wong. Thank you for joining us and keep tuning in to TV3.